Thank you. Further debate, the member for Scarborough-Guildwood.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will take this opportunity, as I always do, to speak on behalf of the members of my riding in Scarborough-Guildwood. And I want to commend the member from Willowdale for bringing forward a thoughtful piece of legislation when it comes to recognizing the hard work of convenience store owners. I've been listening to the debate, and everyone's been telling their convenience store story, so I will share mine. Growing up, as a young child in Pickering, actually, my brothers and I would venture off to the Pickwick. And the reason I remember it was because you had to cross a very big street to get there, which was Highway 2. So not only did you get to go into this place where you can get as many snacks as you want, but there was a little bit of an adrenaline because you had to cross the street very safely. So, I remember fondly my adventures into convenience stores, and I know how hard the industry has worked. They have not been shut down during COVID-19. In fact, they have continued to serve their customers. Some of their members have come forward to the Standing Committee on Finance and Economic Affairs to talk about the loss in revenue, particularly lottery revenue, in fact, over this period of time. But I actually, Speaker, I want to draw to your attention that not all convenience stores or owners are small, independent mom-and-pop locations. Some of them do belong to multinationals like 7-Eleven. And right now, this government, in fact, is looking to support this multinational in changing the rules for convenience stores where they're pretty much all the same, to this one having special status as a restaurant so that it can serve alcohol in stores. And just this week, I received a letter that's signed actually by 11 city councillors in Toronto, including the councillor from my riding of Scarborough-Guildwood, Councillor Paul Ainsley. And they've written to the government, to the Honourable Doug Downey, the Attorney General, to really petition the government against supporting this, against making alcohol available at these locations, which in everyone's mind are convenience stores, and now they want to say that they are restaurants. And the letter goes on to say that the 7-Eleven is not a restaurant, that it is a multinational chain using a policy to create and to support small businesses in terms of our support for local restaurants during the pandemic for its own gain. And it speaks very, very clearly against the government supporting this type of action. It creates an uneven playing field for convenience stores, in fact. And while we support the bill to have a convenience store celebration, I fully support that. I just want to put it on record that I do not support creating an unfair advantage for one multinational and leaving all of those independent mom-and-pop convenience stores out in the cold because they do not have that same advantage and will be left behind. So I do think that the government needs to support our small, locally owned and independent operators, particularly coming out of COVID-19, and recognizing that this type of support for 7-Eleven would create an unfair advantage for them and leaving those local stores out in the cold. So thank you to the member from Willowdale for this legislation, but I did want to also remind the government some of the other activities that are affecting the convenience store industry, because we want them all to thrive and to do well. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Further debate, the member for Mississauga East Cooksville.